And welcome back, everyone, to more Black Twitch League action. Game 2 here on the Rift between MG Element and WCU Rams. And MG Element showing why they should be that #1 power ranking, at least making a really good case for that here. RareAdam alongside Ito, of course, once again. And man, that was a clean game from MG Element. They played to their win condition
100%,
so well.
100%. And I see that the draft, the ban's coming out real fast here. MG Element, of course. Is this what they? Let's see if I can. Do I have the old one up? Is this what they banned last in the
Yep.
first draft?
Exactly
Okay.
the same bans.
Okay, yeah. So MG Element. I mean, you know what? You know what they say. I mean, if it's not broke, why fix it?
Exactly.
So MG Element, of course, coming in with a very dominating round one. They have pretty much no reason to change up their draft.
I wouldn't think so, considering how well they played that game one. Of course, they're going to have to change it up a little bit because look at that. Yasuo going to be taken off the table here. They're going to take that tool away from King Annihilator, who has shown how comfortable they are on that champion so many times here already in this BTL season.
Yeah, I'm glad that they at least did that. So I think the Katarina and the Tryndamere, I think those may have also been banned last game. I'm not sure about the Katarina. I know the Tryndamere was banned, but they decided to take off the Yasuo off the table. And you know what? It's just a good idea. Even if they have many other picks, even if it's not their best pick, just you know what? Maybe he's just filling the Yasuo. You know, he's at least filling Yasuo right now. So just get it off the table and force him to play something else. Especially since going with that Zac. And that Yasuo Zac combo has been, well known, well documented in League of Legends for all of time. So, just go ahead and take that one off the table. I like the Jinx. I think the Jinx went really well for WC Rams. I would not blame that game on Jinx in any capacity. So I think it's fine for them to grab the Jinx again. And why that? I mean, you know what? They see it. I feel like they could game plan against it now. They see massive tanks on the side of MG Element. Try to have something prepared for that this time.
That's the
So
hope.
I'm looking to see. Right. You can't. Probably not Poppy. Poppy was fine in terms of if you needed a tank, but it ended up just being.
That's an interesting option there. The Tom Kench going to come through. Gives you some flexibility. Could be going to the support position.
Could be TK top.
It could be TK top as well. There's different options with that champion. We have seen Tom Kench played support a lot more in recent memory, specifically in some of the European regional leagues. And I don't think it's been played in LCS yet, but I think in some other leagues, Tom Kench support is on the rise a little bit more. The changes made him a better laner, and with the nerfs specifically to Grey Health, you really need to be you get the most out of him as a support right now.
Gotcha. I think there's also a bug right now with TK and Senna.
I believe they fixed
about that in the image. Oh, okay. It has been fixed.
Yes,
okay.
It has been fixed. That was a bug that was ravaging solo queue for a while. Basically, Tom Kench could eat Senna, and everyone was invisible, which wasn't so fun, but they have resolved that. It was messy. You'd suddenly have a 5-man party walking up to the mid lane. You couldn't even see them because Tom Kench was invisible. You couldn't even see the mist at that point, but...
Oh, really?
That was the painful part. But yeah, looking at the bans here, Kiana and Aurelia going to be banned away. Didn't know that it was Nukes playing in the mid lane there. But King Annihilator, they do have very similar champion pools, granted.
Yeah. Those assassin players, gotta love it.
Ooh.
As a control mage mid lane player, whenever I was playing back in my day, I hate assassins. I absolutely hate assassin players. So I'm like, you know what, ban them all. If I could have 5 bans every game, I would ban 5 assassins.
Yeah, and you can see it's 4 mid lane bans here against King Annihilator from the side of WCU Rams. This is how much
he deserves his respect.
Yeah, they respect King Annihilator as a player. Please Don't Run It, though, has a lot of tricks up their sleeve as well. And one of the tricks that they're going to use here is saving that counter pick for Please Don't Run It in the mid lane. We'll see what they opt to go for, but it's going to be Lulu down in the bot lane with that Jinx. So Tom Kench going to be going top lane here. Nautilus with the Caitlyn here. So you get a little bit more of that engage coming through from late game carry. But let's find out what King Annihilator is going to pull out here. Will it be the LeBlanc? Will it be one of those other assassins? Or will it be the Xerath that we have seen him play as well? There's a lot of different options for King Annihilator.
Xerath would definitely be a change of pace. Ooh, Vladimir? That's also a change of pace. Okay.
Yeah, gonna be the Bloodlord coming through in the mid lane here. Let's see what the answer is from Please Don't Run It. But Vladimir It's starting to become a little bit of a BTL staple. We've seen it a couple times. We saw it yesterday from Op Ivy. We've seen some other people pull the Vladimir. It's starting to rise in popularity in our league just a little bit.
Yep, I don't mind it. I think Vladimir's a very cool champion. Silas.
Ooh.
Silas is flexible. So now, as soon as we see Silas, I feel like as soon as you see a Silas lock in, then everyone immediately looks at the enemy team and starts thinking about, how would that ultimate work on Silas? And so you see Silas, you start thinking about the ultimates on the enemy team, and that kind of depends. That kind of like determines how powerful Silas is. It's like, for example, if you see Silas and you see a Malphite, like, oh my God, Silas is so good this game. So now it's like we see a Silas. What do we see as the key ultimates for Silas to use for the enemy team?
I mean, one of the main ones is going to be that Cho'Gath ultimate. Silas is going to get large. Silas is going to get pretty tanky as well. They're able to.
Is that how that works?
Yes, that is how that works.
Gain size? Oh, yes. That's hilarious. I guess that makes sense. I don't know how else that would work, but I mean, I guess I thought that he would just get the consume. I didn't think he would actually also get the feast decks.
Yeah, he's able to grow in size, so you get a pretty big Silas walking around the Rift after a while. It's going to mean that, Silas is able to get some pretty nuts health, be a pretty big tank in that front line as well, much akin to how Cho'Gath does, and then still do a whole bunch of damage. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, still be Silas at the end of the day. So curious to see how that one plays out. But we should be heading into draft shortly here in game, and we'll find out where everyone's lining up. But Silas into Vladimir here, it's going to be an interesting lane. We've talked about how Vladimir can really punish a lot of these melee lanes, more so than some of those other champions.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to wonder Silas with Vladimir Ultimate. Because Vladimir Ultimate, if I remember correctly, it's been a while. Doesn't he increase the damage that allies do or something like that? Like
it does increase damage by, I believe, 10% to all allies. So it's sort of a damage buff, and then you get that heal at the end. So Silas is going to heal up even more than expected, which is it's pretty scary.
I expect both teams. I expect to see some type of heal cut on both sides of this game. Certainly, right? Certainly,
yes.
right?
We would hope so.
Certainly. Yeah, at this level, at this point, these are plat diamond players. Like, this is certainly we're going to see some heal cut. I am concerned. Did they draft in a way where they can deal with Gwippo? That's what I'm thinking about right now. Like, is Gwippo is Tom Kench someone that can lane side lane versus Gwippo?
It's
a link in Cho'Gath?
It'll be interesting. Because Tom Kench can devour, it does do a big amount of max health damage there, so that's one of your options. Hecarim can go for a Divine Sunder if they're feeling spicy on that front. Granted, it's not the best build right now. Turbo Chem Tank is far and away the better build once again. Last game, I want to point out, Dolly did opt for the Gale Force as opposed to the Kraken Slayer. It does mean you lose a little bit of that percent health shred, that true damage that can come through, but it gives you that safety against literally everyone else. So we'll see what Dolly opts to go for here.
I think this is definitely. I think they don't have as much without the Yasuo. They don't have as much need for the safety, especially with the Lulu support. I think this time you can definitely go for more damage. I think I would like to see the Kraken Slayer because someone has to deal with Cho'Gath. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time. So I think that there will be maybe Jinx can opt for the more of a damage this time. That'd be cool.
Yeah, there are some avenues of approach that can be exercised upon. We'll say we'll use big words and try and sound fancy about it, but that's what they need to do. They need to use the advantages that they have in their champions. Jinx, for one, getting excited in a team fight, really being able to continue those fights going. If you're taking those in skirmishes, in 3v3s, 4v4s, you end up working out better because Jinx has less people to worry about, less skill shots to dodge, and less Vladimir, less Zac. You're going to be missing one of those people if you're looking for these skirmishes, but Jinx has got to be so careful here. Having, the pocket Lulu to give all those buffs, it's the best angle for Jinx in this game. Will it be enough, though? That leads me to my next question, Ito. Who's taking game 2? No. What is your prediction based on draft?
Oh man, I want to say underdogs. I want to say WCU Rams just because I felt like they were close to in the mid game whenever it was 66 9-9. They played those early fights really well, and I felt like if they didn't have such a draft diff, such a team comp diff, they may have been more successful in that last game. So I feel like now that the comp's a little bit more even in terms of team fighting, I feel like they didn't get just blown out the water for the drafting for the team fights. I feel like maybe WCU Rams, now that they're on even and they almost won last time, maybe now this actually pushes them over the edge where they can actually win. The King Annihilator shouldn't dominate as much early on Vladimir as compared to the Yasuo with the Yasuo team comp. Also, I'm not sold that King Annihilator is like a better mid laner than Please Don't Run It right now, by the way. Like, Please Don't Run It is one of the higher elo mid laners of the game. I think Please Don't Run It is actually higher elo than King Annihilator. So I think with the more even matchup, where they can actually lane against each other, I would love to see what Please Don't Run It can do in this mid lane versus King Annihilator. Really make King Annihilator prove his chops, because last game King Annihilator had like the matchup advantage, Yasuo versus Zillion, right? And then they ended up having to do the lane swap, but we never really got to see that head-to-head between those two, because it wouldn't have been very fair. I think this is a lot more fair, and I'm looking for Please Don't Run It to really show what he can do in the mid lane.
We'll find out what this draft means here. If WC Rams can get back up on their horse, whether it be the Hecarim or their mascot, get back into this series, or if MG Element are going to continue their domination over the Black Twitch League here. We're going to take a quick break, and when we're back, we'll be onto the Rift with Game 2. And welcome back, everyone, to Black Twitch League Season 12. We're in Week 3, Day 2. Am I counting our stuff correctly? Day 2, second game of the night. There we go. It's going to be MG Element versus WCU Rams. Every single time, I always question whether I can count properly, and half the time I just end up miscounting, and it's like, oh, well, casters can't count, apparently. Casters never do math on stream because of that, because we're apparently really bad at math and counting. But RareAdam alongside Ito once again, and this one's going to be fun.
This is interesting in the chat here. Thank you for the follow, Pandarted. However, am I gonna have to ban you right after you follow? Is this do bots follow now? Want to become famous? Wait,
Do bots follow?
I don't know, but this person followed and then posted the want to become famous thing. I don't know if it's someone trolling, because I've just been banning those on site. Pandarted? Oh no, I don't know what to do with you, sir. Or Panda?
I'm taking a look. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Let's go down the hole. I'm pretty sure that's a bot. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's a hacked account. I don't know.
Well, thank you for the follow, Pandarted. Goodbye.
Regardless here, you can see all the pings coming down. MG Element love to ping, like a lot.
What are they doing? Oh, jeez. Cool. They are they're on a one-track mind, pinging the Nexus. They are letting everybody know to make sure that we all know what the objective is for this game, to destroy the enemy Nexus. Incredible stuff here. Oh my goodness, do we have some cheese?
Yeah, a little bit of a level 1 cheese there. Late game carry already going to be burning down Asian Demon down to about 100 HP. Dolly also going to have to use that barrier, so some pretty big sums already getting used. All of those offensive sums on the bottom side of the map have been used by both of these teams.
Okay, cool. We saw that they wanted to play aggressive with them while running down mid at the start of the game. Now we see that they're also playing aggressive with some cheese here in the bot lane.
They're looking poised to sort of push their advantages. And yeah, even in that mid lane, please don't run it. Taking a bit more damage on the way out there. Ends up being a pretty even trade, but that's what Silas wants to do. Go for those aggressive trades, stack up that Conqueror as quickly as possible, and try and get that all in onto King Annihilator here in that early game before the Sanguine Pool comes through, which can just destroy so many combos in this game.
And like that's what I'm saying. I'm looking for Please Don't Run It to try and get his respect here. It's like, I'm a really good mid laner too. King Annihilator did not just run me over last game. We didn't even lane against each other. And now they have a bit more of an opportunity to lane against them. And kind of like show like, hey, like this guy isn't that good. Like I feel like whenever people start talking about this early in the season, oh, is this guy the best? Blah, 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 and then every other person who's pretty good starts to feel some type of way about it. Okay, hold up. I feel like I'm not getting respected here. You haven't even seen me. I haven't even had a chance to go up against this person. You're already calling them the best. So I think this is an opportunity for Please Don't Run to show us something.
We have to wait until like everyone has played everyone to say who the best mid laner is. And while King Annihilator has made a very good case, Please Don't Run It saying, hey, put some respect on my name, guys. Like I'm a good player as well. And thus far, they've been able to stay toe-to-toe. It's hard to say based on 3 minutes of gameplay here, but they're able to go toe-to-toe here as King Annihilator getting a pretty good engage. Forced to burn the Ghost as well. Gonna be some damage being returned, though. King Annihilator, with those transfusions, just so pesky in that lane, always able to regen up, but Dissipate now, looking for the charge, gonna land it onto King Annihilator, but not really gonna be able to accomplish too much apart from give Please Don't Run It a little bit more space in this lane, but that's gonna mean that Please Don't Run It has control over this wave state now, with the wave pushing in. Gonna feel pretty good about it. Please Don't Run It. Flashing forward. A King Annihilator looking for it. Is ignited. Will that be enough? Ticking. The last tick. Gonna be able to pick that one up. Please Don't Run It says, put some respect on my name, as we said. Dolly, though, gonna be forced to flash early here. Gonna take a lot of damage. The combo's coming down from Out of Blue, and Out of Blue says, this time I'm on the strong side. Great gank from Runner 90 to improve on their KDA. Of note, after that last game, their KDA on the season is now 21. Not 2.1, 21. Great
21 kills / assists per death. Insane.
That's crazy. Like, we will know Runner 90 as just, you know, BTL Meteos here, Season 12 Meteos, because it's effectively playing the same champion that gave so much success to Meteos as well, to Zac. That is so strong, you basically have that second chance of life, and of note, Zac is nerfed because of the teleport nerfs. Like, you can't save Zac in the passive with a teleport before 14 minutes now because of that change.
Oh, really? I didn't even see. I don't pay close enough attention to this game. That's crazy. What was the change to the teleport?
Well, you know, unleash teleport, meaning you can only teleport to towers before 14 minutes, means that, you know, Zac blobs aren't a tower. You can't teleport to minions,
fair.
You can't teleport to Jarvan flags, you can't teleport to Shaco boxes. And late game carry can't seem to find a hook onto Dolly there as they pull a cast minion instead.
On the side of the red team there, they probably wanted that hook to land since their jungler was right there in the try. They're like, yeah, engage, yeah. I got my boy here with me, but no, it does not land. It does land on the minion.
Yeah, pushing up the glasses, being like, do it, you won't. But King Annihilator gonna be
What?
forced to
What?
go
What?
into the pool
What?
early, dissipate, misclicks, and will pay the price. King Annihilator gonna find that one, and my goodness, that's definitely not how you want that gank to go. Dissipate gives over a freebie.
Ooh, that doesn't feel good. If you're please don't run it, you're not very happy with your teammate. If you're please don't run it, I hope all comms are good. All good. Happens. It happens to the best of us. But definitely tilting. If like, oh, I just did so much work to get a lead in this lane. You just throw it away like that. But hopefully, you know, all good. Only one happens.
Yep,
Calmness and serenity.
It's unfortunate to say the least. If we're looking at that play in a vacuum, it's a tough pill to swallow because Hecarim Charge, you know, you're clicking on the champion so aggressively, and then you click like right next to them as they go into the pool, and all of a sudden you're hitting a minion. You're like, oh, I didn't mean to hit that, but you're just sort of spamming your click a little bit. It makes it difficult. You gotta turn on target champions only, or use your attack move or something to make sure you're hitting the right person with that Hecarim Charge. It's basically the only mechanic you need. Make sure you hit them and not a minion, but regardless here, as it stands right now, slight gold lead going over to the side of MG Element. They're perfectly fine with this. This Vladimir gonna be turning on in that mid game here. They're sort of happy with the state of this game right now as Guipo just continues to farm up. Meanwhile, it's going to be the Hemo play coming down to that mid lane, traded back and forth. Please don't run it. Not going to be able to get that heal in time. King Annihilator picking up another kill for themselves, but Runner 90. Kingfisher now moving down as well. King Annihilator's got to try and find their way out of here. Going to be forced to flash away from that Abyssal Dive here. So much damage coming down from Runner 90, though. It's going to be the make him kiss there to pop the passive.
No.
King Annihilator going to stay alive as well.
No.
Kingfisher on their last legs. Runner 90 is reviving. Will Kingfisher be able to find it? There's 3 members right on top of them. They're looking poised. They're looking hungry. But unfortunately, Tom Kench demands an entree. Is not able to find one. And that's a 4-1-0 King Annihilator in the mid lane. Of note, Runner 90's KDA on the season, now 22.
Oh, no. It went from bad to worse to disaster. It's a tragedy in the mid lane. Oh, no. Well, it's really hard to make a case of please. Oh, man. Oh, don't you hate whenever you have one death and you look at your enemy laner and they have 4 kills?
Yeah.
Don't you love that in League of Legends? Doesn't that feel great?
It's a little bit unfortunate as Out of Blue able to dodge away from that zap. Please don't run it, though. Gonna try and punish Out of Blue akin to what they did last game here. As Caitlyn's got to be careful. Absconded Duck's gonna come down. Out of Blue will be forced to flash and exhaust out of there. Will be able to stay alive, but please don't run it. Still trying to make something happen.
Yeah, you gotta make it's like, oh, what? Look what you guys have done to my lane! Oh,
My precious,
no.
what have you done? You know, that sort of stuff. It's
Yeah, and he's done so well individually in the mid lane, but disaster has struck.
It can be extremely difficult, but this Vladimir has been accelerated just a little bit. I want to say a little bit more than just a little bit. It's been quite a lot. They're feeling pretty good about themselves here. 4-1-0, working towards right now sort of the garage sale, but very likely going to be that rocket belt coming through very soon.
It's like they tried too hard to shut him down, and they were too anxious to do it from last game, and now they've messed up and just made him more of a monster.
Yeah, you can
Oh
see
my goodness, what's going on?
Whippo taking a tough fight against Kingfisher here. We talked about how Tom Kench has that potential. Use that ultimate. Whippo taking a big chunk of damage here in the mid lane as well. Fighting as Dissipate. Going to be going in. Please don't run it. Now going to steal away that Let's Bounce. Everyone's bouncing everywhere. The Hemo play going to come down as well. Whippo in trouble though. Kingfisher going to be able to find the kill as well as that flash. Please don't run it. Trying to re-engage here. Going to find that Absconded Duck, but Runner 90 able to stay alive. Late game carries now showing up. Runner 90 will not die as this is another kill going over to King Annihilator. This man is getting way too fed for his own good.
Oh no, they keep trying and failing. Oh god.
Oh my goodness. It's
gone from bad to worse to a tragic disaster to apocalypse. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm running out of synonyms. This is so bad.
It's just ridiculous at this point with how hard it is to take down Runner 90. Runner 90 did not have passive there. They would have taken a death. They would have ruined their KDA if we want to put it that way. No, not today, they say. We will not die on the Zac. King Annihilator
And,
able to just
meanwhile,
stay
King Annihilator
alive with a
has some
sliver of
moves,
health.
yeah.
It's getting ridiculous at this point. The side of
I
MG
will
Element
say-
are just running away with
yeah.
this. Up
One
3,500
great thing
gold.
about a Vladimir pick is if you are someone who's going to be taking a lot of attention from the enemy team, is he's kind of hard to gank. W is an incredible ability, and he has all this healing in his kit, and he's just he just becomes ridiculous, and he can outplay these ganks. And look at what you have. Whenever you keep trying to gank him and you keep failing, now you can't gank him. They should probably stop trying.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
They're gonna throw the kitchen sink at him, I guess.
They have to throw everything at a certain point. Like it's been crazy
can't
how
contest it.
difficult it is to take down Runner 90 and King Annihilator. This combo, this jungle mid synergy has been absolutely on point. 100% kill participation from Runner 90. You know, almost that in the mid lane as well as 5-1-1 on this Vladimir. Definitely not what you want to be seeing on the opposite side of the map, but interestingly enough, we'll have to see what the next page has in this game. Oh my goodness! Nautilus is a fun champion! What a BS hook coming through as out of blue. Gonna find the kill onto Dolly as Gwippo now gonna get eaten up here. Please don't run it. Has their chance to feast, and they will eat up Gwippo there. King Annihilator, though, now showing up with Runner 90. Here comes the Hemo Plague as well. It's gonna come down. Kingfisher trying to kite this one out. Please don't run it. Doesn't have any ultimates to speak of here. Let's bounce comes down as Runner 90 just gonna use that to disengage the fight. King Annihilator forced to flash away. Please don't run it. Not gonna find that abduct on the kick end of it, and King Annihilator and Runner 90 going to stay alive. Gwippo does go down.
Be Rift Herald for them. Okay, they can get an objective. They won that fight pretty convincingly. They've decided to just bully Gwippo now, since Kingfisher did get the solo kill up in the top lane. Gwippo is not as powerful yet, so like, you know what, mid lane is going awful. Bot lane is not going great either. Let's find out where we have an advantage and try to see if we can play off of that. Going to go for this Rift Herald here, although maybe contested. Gonna have to run away from it. What? They didn't commit to it. They left Dissipate to do it alone. And now they lose it.
Oh my
goodness.
No! That's what we call a fumble of the bag.
Oh my goodness.
It's
I was just explaining that. I was like, oh, now they've decided that they're trying to find where they have their strengths and try to play off of it, and they just let it go. Let it go. They just can't take it anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. We'll find out what the next step is for the side of the WCU Rams here, because right now, as plates are falling,
feels like mental boom to me.
It's a 4,000 gold lead. It's pretty massive. We talked about how WCU were able to stay close in that first game. This time around, the side of MG Element are finding as many advantages as possible. Flash for flash coming through from late game carry and Dolly, but once again, Runner 90, 1-0-6 has finished this Evan Shroud once again. They love this supportive Zac build. They're able to stay alive for so long. The Vladimir here, 5-1-1, already completed that rocket belt as we were talking about. Going to be just going for as much ability haste as possible to get as many transfusions down, be as annoying as possible, and Runner 90 going to force the flash out of the support now. Now the side of WCU Rams, they don't have any flashes, unfortunately. Dolly gonna get hit with another hook from the Nautilus. Out of blue, gonna find 2 more kills for themselves. It does not matter if they're turned into a harmless creature from Agent Damon. It's still gonna be another 2 kills, as 4-0-0 is the clip for out of blue. And Runner 90 just continuing their trek for, I don't know what KDA they're going for at this point. They're just going for as high as possible. Oh boy, it's getting out of touch. It's getting ridiculous at this point, as objective and bounties going to be available for the side of WCU. They've got to try and find some way back into this. And Ito, what do they do to get back into this? As Dissipate gonna be taken down.
Don't ask me that question. I want to try to be positive and optimistic and talk about ways for people to get back into this. Oh no, don't ask me that question. This is mental boom right here. I can't. And you know what? This is like mental boom. It's like this is understandable mental boom. This is understandable. This is so tilting and sad.
Yeah. As King Annihilator just refuses to go down here. They're camping between the towers. Dolly, come on. It's nothing you can do about that as the Jinx, as Zac picks up another one. KDA's now at 23, by the way, in case anyone's counting. So Runner 90, King
You are.
Annihilator, and Out of Blue have just been running over this game. You've got yourself Agent 007, James Bond licensed to assist out a late game carry as well. And the only person who's died, well, there's one on King Annihilator, but Guepo, he's just soaking up all the deaths for his team. He's making sure those KDAs still look good going into next week. And MG Element, this has to be their sort of show to Defiance, who makes the power rankings to say, you know what?
Yeah.
We're mad you didn't put us at #1 this week.
Yeah, when in Defiance here, are you watching this? They're trying to make a statement.
The statement is just going to be that they finished this week, but by the looks of it right now, not to cast a curse or anything, they're going to finish this week 3-0, 6 games to 0 in terms of a lead. They're just looking like the team to beat thus far, really sort of putting down all the haters, anyone who said, yeah, Barber's fan club's the team to beat, but mid lane here, Hemoplague going to come down. Please don't run it, trying to stay alive. King Annihilator gonna get that heal from the Hemoplague as well. Dissipate trying to stay alive through that W, but it's not gonna be enough. Death Charge gonna come down as well. Out of Blue looking for something. Guepo on the top side though.
What has
looking
happened
for
top
a
lane?
solo kill as well.
TK was winning that.
Yeah, Kingfisher gonna be forced to flash out of there as no one actually dies in that mid lane. Somehow they're able to get out with their lives, but top lane tower gonna go down, and that second dragon of the game going into MG Element's favor.
Man, I don't. Oh man, I don't even know what the WCU Rams do here. It feels like they've just like accepted that this is going poorly, because it felt like at some point like they really just died unnecessarily at some point in some of those fights there. I feel like earlier, please don't run it with the when he had the choke at the ultimate, just kind of running towards someone. Like I guess maybe he just didn't have a choice there.
You can see they're just continuing to look for these objectives everywhere on the map. It's an 8,000 gold lead. It will only grow here for the side of MG Element if they keep playing how they have been playing. And WCU Rams, they need to try and find a miracle pick onto either this Caitlyn or this Vladimir here, but late game carry, Runner 90, they've always got one eye on their farm or whatever. They've got the other eye on, you know, their teammates. Watch it out for their homies there, saying, you know what, we're not going to let you go without a fight.
Yeah, this is... I don't know, this is a good test of mental fortitude for WCU Rams. How do they get through this? Do they have the mental fortitude to stay in a game where they are so far down and try and find a way back into it? If they do, if they can prove that, I mean, that says a lot for the team, for future matchups. I don't want to just like write this matchup off to the push through books, but it does look rough. But this could be a good exercise in mental fortitude either way. Try to keep in it, find ways to get back to games that you were heavily down in.
Yeah, and it's about trying to keep your mental intact in a lot of ways, because this is the sort of stuff where if you're playing this sort of game in ranked solo duo, you've already FF'd the game, right? You're already out of there. You're saying,
you've already tried to FF. You're getting mad at people for not FFing. Like this.
Yeah, you're like X9 Jinx, you know, hostage taking, or X9 this person, all of that sort of stuff. You know, the League of Legends classic. But second Rift Herald going to be started up here, and most likely secured by the side of MG Element. They do not want to let up, and this is something that sometimes teams fall into. They get a big lead, they start to play around a little bit too much, and then they end up relinquishing those leads. That's not MG Element's style. Their style is to get a lead and never let up off of the gas, continuously find more fights that go their way.
Definitely exactly what they're doing right now. Runic Hurricane on Caitlyn. Man, I miss whenever that used to those auto attacks used to count as extra autos for her passive. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember. And
Jesus.
Out of
she
Blue,
was so crazy.
Yeah, you'd get a headshot every 2 autos in a lot of senses.
Yeah,
but
it was so fun.
I think the only reason why Out of Blue builds it here is because the team needs a little bit more wave clear in that sense. You know, you just want those extra auto attacks to push the wave just that little bit quicker. I think that's basically the only reason why. I mean, that interaction has been out of the game for 5 seasons at this point. There's some people who didn't even know that was an interaction.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I know this may be showing my League of Legends age, but playing Caitlyn back then, it was so much fun. I was so sad when that was taken out. Maybe it was a bit busted. Maybe it was a bit
Well,
busted.
just a
But
little
Caitlyn,
bit, you know.
yeah, but Caitlyn didn't have was like Caitlyn has like a weak mid game. She's like stronger lane that she like kind of falls off. And
Yeah. Speaking
are
of
they
which,
finding someone?
weak mid game out of blue, gonna go down. Super Mega Death Rocket gonna come through from Dolly as. You know, we said they need to find a pick onto someone here,
something.
and they're gonna find it. But Runner 90 coming into that backline here. Big, let's bounce on the 3 members. Here comes King Annihilator. All the damage comes down. Chemo Plague, big heal as well. Dissipate, starting to fall down. That's 2 kills picked up by King Annihilator here. Kingfisher seems to be the next one on the agenda. Guipo might be looking to eat, but no, it's going to be the Bloodlord once again taking a donation, picking up their 9th kill of the game. You find a pick onto one, and you lose the rest of your team.
Oh, this is so sad. Oh, man. Not only are they holding on to the lead and keeping it, they're also holding on to their mental. They want to make sure that they have no hope. They don't want them to get happy. They don't want them to get a pick and then start to think that they have a chance. They want to make sure that they are feeling bad the entire time. Like, oh, I see you got a pick, huh? Well, here comes the entire team, and we're going to immediately slap you back down. Make sure that you have no hopes of actually winning this game. And, oh, man, that's so... I got happy for them. I applauded. I clapped. You know, they got it. They got that pick on Jinx. Very well done. On Caitlyn, I mean, very well done. Very good. Okay, maybe things are turning up. You know, that gives your team a little bit more confidence, and the team with confidence always has a better chance of winning. A lot of times it's just like, and it just helps with your mental and everything. And no, then they just get absolutely demolished. Yeah. And now their mentals, now there's like, oh, never mind. Maybe we still don't have a chance.
It's tough. Like Guipo just tanking up that tower like it's nothing at this point. Realistically, Please Don't Run It has had an admirable effort. It's just everyone seemed to want to come into the mid lane and just give King Annihilator as much gold as possible onto a silver platter. Looking at the gold difference between the mid laners right now, it's about 3,500. Between the junglers, there's a pretty big gap as well. Like the biggest gold lead though is in that mid lane right now. It's almost the 10,500 gold Vladimir here, and it's 22 minutes into the game. Sitting on 2 items right now, gonna back. Very likely pick up another huge item for themselves here. They've got the Baron, they're dressed in purple. An 11,000 gold lead. We'll see what the side of WCU Rams can do to just make a case for themselves in a lot of ways.
Oh, this feels bad. Everyone have 3 deaths, and your enemy laner has 9 kills. It just, yeah, it feels good. I know I already made that joke earlier, but it just still feels so bad. Like as a mid laner, whenever I've been in this, you're in this situation, and it just feels rough.
Oh, it's 100% the worst feeling in the world because
right.
You're also sitting on 1 item, and this Vladimir's working on the Rabadons. Like you look across your lane, and you're like,
it's just not fair.
Yeah, and when you look at
out of blue do this? Oh, 100%.
Yeah, out of blue got a lot of damage here. Has that Kraken Slayer just dishing it out onto Kingfisher here. Ace in the hole gonna come down. Don't think it's gonna collect that. Guipo in the side lane trying to 1v1. Please Don't Run It here, and Please Don't Run It just doesn't have the items to stand up to this. Dissipate gonna be going down as well. That's the 10th kill of the game for King Annihilator. Please Don't Run It still trying to stay alive here, waiting around those Kingslayer passives. Cho'Gath used that ult there to pick that one up. King Annihilator going between the turrets. That's a triple kill now for the Vladimir. King Annihilator is running this up. Runner 90 is just sitting there tanking up the turret. He does not care. He's just waiting for everyone to come down. Will get eaten up, though, is this Vladimir. Will King Annihilator fall today? Yes, it will, as Kingfisher able to pick that one up. But
a little bit too much there.
At what cost? It seems to be that top lane inhibitor tower at the minimum.
He's not the one going for a perfect KDA.
Yeah, Guipo is pushing on that bottom side of the map as well, looking to pick themselves up. That bot lane inhibitor tower as well, out of blue, trying to kite away from this. Actually, they might have overstayed just a little bit. Gonna be lots of damage coming down from Dissipate, but out of blue, gonna be able to dish out the damage necessary. Dissipate taking their 7th death of the game. Out of blue, still trying to kite this one out. Gonna pick up a double kill. Please Don't Run It, gonna go aggressive, pick up that kill, but Asian Damon gonna be taken down the backline by Runner 90. Here comes the second half of the fight as Guipo shows up here. Guipo is going to be able to take down that Jinx as well, and now it is only the Sylas left alive for the next 20 seconds as this is the 2 inhibitor special. Could be a 3 inhibitor special here taken by MG Element. They're just having fun in the base. Oh, man. It's getting tough to watch.
Rough. It's so rough. It's just like every single time they have a glimmer of hope, MG Element is there to just smack them back down. Let them know that there is no hope here.
Yeah, you can see it's a 15,000 gold lead.
Yeah,
It's the writings on the wall. You know, you've got 12, 2, and 2 on this Vladimir. Now has that Rabadons. You've got a 3, 0, and 15 Zach.
oh my goodness.
0, 0, 14 on your Nautilus here. It's just picture perfect from top to bottom here in a lot of ways, you know. Sure, Guepo's, you know, only got 3 kills for themselves, but they've been able to be this massive presence in the side lane. Once again, no one can lane against Guepo.
Yep. I was just about to say that, and we just saw that once again. They can't do anything. They don't have a split pusher. They don't have, like we're saying, like a Jax, a Fiora, a Tryndamere. I mean, Tryndamere was banned, but like something to deal with the Guepo in the side lane, because you just like lose twice. You lose the team fight, and you also just can't deal with Cho'Gath in the side lane. It's just so sad.
Like, the Shirley's used to get out of there. They don't have any interest in entertaining this fight here. And the only thing that's sort of stopping MG Element from ending this game right now is themselves. They could just walk down Main Street, pick this one up, but looks like they will opt to go for the triple inhibitor, get those double super minions pushing in, and with Baron spawning in 45 seconds, you would assume that that's going to be the last objective they need. They're going to pick up a Hextech Soul as well for themselves if they so desire in 20 seconds, but it's just going to be triple inhibitor for the time being, as MG Element, Guipo's just standing in the base.
Yeah. Yep.
Here comes the push into the base. Guipo, though, taking a decent chunk of damage. This Jinx did go for the Kraken Slayer, but dissipates in the backline. Dissipate will be dissipated there. Taken down. Here comes King Annihilator. So much damage going through. Double kill already. And that's going to be curtains for the side of MG Element. King Annihilator going into the fountain to pick that one up. Runner 90 saving the KDA of note, but will end this one once again going deathless. Just an absolutely fantastic series from the side of MG Element as they take this one pretty cleanly in a 2-0.
That was unfortunate. I was just hoping for more for this game. That just ended up being so unfortunate in the mid lane. Oh man, I feel like Please Don't Run It still didn't get a fair shot to lane against King Annihilator there. Feel like the stats aren't going to show what actually happened in that game. We're just going to see 3-5-2 versus 15-3 versus 15-3 and 4. And we don't really know that there was just a lot of unfortunate stuff that happened. Starting with the misclick that already gets Vladimir a kill that he probably shouldn't have had. And then some ganks that just didn't go their way. And then from there, just snowballs into absolute absurdity. Not their fault, just really unfortunate.
Yeah, just a really strong showing from MG Element once again. They show why they are. At this point, they are the de facto #1 team in the league. There's no question about it. You can't question it at this point.
Yeah, very true. They are standalone at the top now.
And of note,
they are the team to beat.
Yeah, and the biggest thing to note is next week, Saturday, 9 p.m. That is going to be the game to watch, I think, for a lot of these and any fans of the league here, because Barbara's Fan Club versus MG Element. It's going to be 1 versus 2 in a lot of ways.
Cool.
We're going to have quite the showdown between those two teams, and I'm really curious to see how that one plays out, Ito. But overall, I don't think there's any way that you can take away from what we saw coming through from the side of MG Element. They've got to be the #1 team in the league now.
Yeah, they first of all, they literally are. They are the only undefeated team so far, and they are #1. They are the only team with 3 games played and 3 wins. So, and I mean, they just demolished WCU Rams, but it's almost unfair to say, because it's like that second game. It's just to me it felt like the Rams were tilted, just straight up. It felt like that so many unfortunate things happened early on that they just kind of lost their mental, and they just tried to make up for it, and then ended up just digging themselves deeper. It was very, very unfortunate. Hate to see it, but oh well, that's the way it goes. That's going to be our first match of the night. We have another match coming up at 9 p.m., so in about an hour and 17 minutes. We will have DPS versus Predictive Gaming. Yes, DPS versus Predictive Gaming. DPS has a team that's been doing really well as well. DPS has DPS undefeated?
DPS is still undefeated in matches. They did drop a game to Trebuchet.
Yes, they dropped a game to Trebuchet.
So we will see how that one matches up here. We're going to be back in a little while here. May reset the stream just to make sure that we get good stream health and everything. But we will be back in about an hour and 15 minutes time with the second series of the night. Thanks everyone for joining us for this one. We'll be right back.